Live, the news on NBC6 starts now.
Good morning, South Florida. It is Sunday, November 3rd. I'm Carlos Suarez. Plenty to get to this morning, but first, how nice was that extra hour of sleep? Clocks went back an hour at 2 a.m., so make sure to update your clocks around the home. Check this out. The sun's already out. You're taking a live look at downtown Miami. First Alert meteorologist Steve McLaughlin is here with your Sunday forecast. 78 degrees. Not a bad way to start the day. Good morning, Steve.
Hey, Carlos. Good morning. So we knew coming into this weekend that yesterday would be the better half of the weekend and today would be the wetter half of the weekend. The reason why we've got a weak cold front trying to slip down to the south today, not far enough that we get the cooler, drier air, but close enough. And we've got some scattered showers and storms today. Not a washout, but as we work through the rest of the morning into the afternoon, yeah, we're going to see some showers and storms coming in from the north. But first, our first sunrise of standard time over Hollywood Beach, where it is beautiful right now. Again, 6:31 was sunrise, and there you go. Oh, camera just slipped, but yeah, the sun was coming up, I promise you. And now a live look at Miami. It is looking great right now. Again, it's later today. We're going to have some scattered showers and storms rolling into the area. Live look at First Alert Doppler 6000. And while we are dry right now, if you're up in northwestern Broward County, you've had a couple of raindrops, but the actual cold front, it's right here just off the coast of West Palm and to the north. And this is the rain that's going to try to nudge on in today. I want to stress again, not a washout, but more cloud cover than yesterday. And there will be some scattered showers and storms this afternoon. We'll get into all of that with our full forecast in just a few minutes.
Steve, see you then. Right now, a woman is under arrest after an accident on a MacArthur Causeway Saturday morning, and the victim is fighting for his life. NBC6 reporter Arlene Bornstein, she's live in the newsroom with more. Good morning, Arlene.
Good morning, Carlos. The victim hasn't been identified. However, we know he is recovering from severe head injuries. Police confirm the man was driving this 6-passenger electric golf cart on a street off the causeway when driver 20-year-old Paloma Guelfi crashed into him, ejecting the victim from the small vehicle. According to police, the driver was arrested for driving under the influence and charged with DUI. You can see her there. The man is seen in some video here arriving at Ryder Trauma Center. There he is. Police say he is unfortunately fighting for his life. The crash shut down the westbound side of the causeway to travelers for hours before it was open Saturday morning. We'll bring you any updates on this story on air and online. For now, we're live in the newsroom. Arlene Bornstein, NBC6 News.
Also this morning, police are also investigating another accident, this one on the Rickenbacker Causeway. The crash happened last night. We're told a woman was taken to Ryder Trauma Center in critical condition. Still no word on the condition of the other driver or exactly what caused this crash. One man is dead this morning after being hit by a Brightline train. It happened around 10 a.m. Saturday in Midtown Miami. Authorities said that officers found that man unconscious on the tracks when they arrived on the scene. Now, a woman described the moments just before that man was hit.
He just came from the back and he crossed the train track and the train just hit him.
Police say that man died at the scene. The air show in Stewart is back on today. This after weather and Friday's deadly plane crash canceled day 2 of the show. Both the daytime and nighttime events scheduled for Saturday were moved to today. The schedule change comes after a pilot died on Friday when his plane crashed on the runway at the air show. Deputies in Indian River County shot a man after being confronted with a sword. The sheriff's office there says that deputies were called out to reports of a man threatening other people and that when deputies arrived at the scene, the 29-year-old charged at them with the sword and yelled, quote, "Shoot me." Authorities said it appeared the man was high or drunk. Deputies tried to tase that man before opening fire and killing him. Tomorrow, residents in Miami will say goodbye to their Overtown Youth Center after more than 16 years. Officials are hosting a demolition party on Monday to celebrate the construction of a new state-of-the-art facility going up in its place. There will be games, music, and refreshments for the community. The new 3-story facility will begin serving 5,000 residents in Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties in about 2 years. Also, tomorrow, volunteers with the Florida chapter of the Moms Demand Action will deliver a letter to state lawmakers signed by more than 70 survivors of gun violence. The move is an effort to get them to support legislation requiring background checks on all gun sales. The letter will include signatures from survivors of the Pulse nightclub and Marjorie Stoneman Douglas shootings. Now, out west to California, where overnight winds picked up and fueled the 8 fires already burning throughout the state. Now, there's a new high-tech threat in the air. We're talking about unauthorized drones. NBC's Sarah Harmon is in the fire zone north of LA.
Firefighters trying to gain the upper hand against the Maria fire, working around the clock against Santa Ana winds and bone-dry vegetation. And at a critical moment, drones forced water drop choppers out of the sky.
Had a confirmed drone sighting. Going to hold all the aircraft down.
It's a life or death situation for the pilots that are flying the aircraft.
And while fire retardant drops saved Dennis Connolly's orange orchard from flames, this harvest may be a loss.
How can you eat that fruit? Now, is it edible? I don't know yet.
And despite massive preemptive blackouts meant to prevent fires,
you have no power, you have no water, no way to put the fire out, and then you have someone that doesn't have a lot of money that loses everything.
the cause of the Maria fire still under review. But local utility SoCal Edison says it re-energized a power line just minutes before the fire erupted. Power lines being investigated as a potential cause of at least 2 other fires, as residents across the state take stock of what they've lost.
Pretty disappointing. I mean, you know, we're never going to be able to reconstruct what was here.
Fire officials warned the threat isn't over yet.
We do have a lot of embers, a lot of hotspots out there, and we don't want this fire getting out of our containment lines.
People along the West Coast are showing support for fire crews as they battle those fires. At a restaurant in California, customers broke out in applause for firefighters from the Maria fire. That video was shot inside of a BJ's restaurant in Oxnard Friday night. The group of firefighters was finishing their meals when the group were recognized as they left. The firefighters were wrapping up day 2 of battling that Maria fire. Customers said that the cheers were an easy way of showing their gratitude to the firefighters for their heroic efforts. We're just getting started this morning. The time now is 7:06. Just after the break, a controversial Halloween costume, why this woman's outfit caused outrage on social media and prompted an apology from an airline. And okay, we've all been here before, right? You feel like your phone is listening to you, and then all of a sudden you see these ads. They show up on your screen, on your Instagram, on Facebook, about what you've been talking about. Consumer investigator Sasha Jones tells us what experts say may be the real culprit.
Well, the big story for the last couple of weeks and really for the last month has been that record-setting heat that just doesn't want to quit. But finally, we may have not just 1, but 2 cold fronts on the way over the next 7 to 10 days. We'll explain with our full forecast in just a couple minutes.
Refinance your high-interest debt into a low-interest